In this video, we're going to discuss how society programs bad traders. Stay tuned. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. Okay, so this is a kind of interesting concept and something that was highlighted to me. I thought, you know what, this is a great video because we don't realize how society does program us to be bad traders. Let's look at a few examples. So the first one here is, let me get a different color pen out, guys. The first one here is loss. Okay, we are programmed from a very early age that loss is bad, mistakes are bad, we don't want to lose money, we don't want to be wrong, and in many professions it's critical that you're not wrong. If you're wrong as a pilot too many times, you're going to kill people. If you're wrong as a surgeon too many times, you're going to kill people. You know, extreme examples, but you get the point. If you're wrong as a builder, the house is going to fall down. There's no room for being wrong. However, in trading, it's a fundamental part of the game. A lot of your trades are going to be wrong. They're going to be a loss. You're going to lose money. So not only do you have that, but you have, bringing us on to the second part, number two, should I say, is the attachment to money. So we're taught that, you know, we've got to hold on to money, and the whole way that society works is you exchange time for money. Generally speaking, obviously, on an entrepreneur, it's very different. As a business owner, it's different. But most people say they put an hour worth of work in and they get money in return. And they hold on to that money and they have to spend it for things that they want to buy or they need to buy. And that's how the world works. So for them to lose money is like them giving time away for free. So we have this combination, which is so powerful and why it's such a difficult struggle at the beginning for traders. Number one, you're wrong, you're losing. And number two, not only that, you're losing money, which is why when people kind of really scale up the trading side and they lose a lot of money, it hurts doubly wrong. And for each individual, it's slightly different. You know, some people aren't so bothered about the loss. It depends on what your background is, where you've come from, that kind of thing. And some people aren't so bothered about the money up to a certain degree. But when you combine it, you're going to find something that really kind of tweaks you and turns the screw in you, so to speak. So how do we get over this? And, you know, what do we do to kind of get around the fact that society is programming us as bad traders? Well, first of all, we just have to accept that there's loss in trading. You know, there's going to be loss. It's not a mirror on how good we are as a trader. You can lose 10 trades and win one, and that one just it's a complete monster trade and makes so much money that the others are irrelevant. You know, there are different strategies for different things. So pre-programming that, and actually I know a trader who would never call it a loss, he'd call it an expense. It's a trading expense. It's like running a business. You're running a I don't know, window cleaning business, for example. Your expenses in your chemicals, it's in your water, it's in your fuel, it's in your you know, your labourer who work, whatever it may be. You get the idea. The point is there's an expense there, and that is how he would wrap up the word loss, because he realised that it was negative connotations with it, because society's program does. Loss is bad, you know, death is a loss, losing your phone, losing, everything is bad that's conditioned with loss. And then the money thing, again, it's a case of you need to say the way that I would frame, and still probably kind of do subconsciously frame something in terms of money, so that I'm not programmed into believing that it's such a bad thing, is to say, hey, I've got an idea. My idea is that crude oil is going to go up in the next hour. For example, we're talking about a day trade perspective. I'm prepared to risk £500, £100, whatever it may be at your level, on seeing if I'm right. And if I'm right, I'm going to get back £1,500. So that's the way that I would look at it. It's rather than losing money, I'd say, hey, I'm spending this to see if I'm right. So I'd put down, and in fact, you know what? It reminds me, I would do exactly this. I would have a pile of cash in front of me, and I would say, hey, you know what? I'm going to risk £250 in this trade or whatever it is. Take it out, count it out, put it in a separate pile, and accept that that's gone. It's like, listen, I've let go of it, and that's how much I'm paying to see. So whatever the outcome of the trade is, I've already accepted the cost of the trade before I've done it. So I've kind of, you know, hacked is the new word, isn't it? So I've hacked my brain into thinking, hey, and that would make me hesitate a little bit about some trades, when I kind of put that money down in another pile and saw it disappear from my hand, you know, and also the physical thing of money rather than just being electronic that we often see on our accounts, just a number, isn't it? The physical thing of counting out, you know, that money, £200, £300, whatever it was back then, and putting it in a pile and saying, here's what I'm risking on a trade, that would make me go, okay, do I really want to take the trade? Am I really sure I want to take the trade? And then if the trade didn't work, it's not a big deal because I'd already mentally accepted the money side of it. I hadn't been attached to the money. I'd said, listen, I've got to pay this to play the game. And if I'm right, I'm going to make much more back of it. I didn't have a stack that I would pull back in, you know, if I made the money, but it was just a concept of making that risk or making that gesture to put that risk on the table and say, hey, this is what I need to play. And I'd often you'd say, that's too much. You know, you'd maybe put a bit off and say, that's more like it, and then adjust your position size on the screen. So that's how society's programming bad traders. And don't forget, you know, you can do everything right as a trader and still lose money. So it's one of those very, very rare careers or hobbies or whatever stage you are at, where you can be trading exactly right. You can be doing the right thing, you're following your plan, but you just lose money. So you don't get that initial feedback that you're right, that things are going right for you, but you know that over time, or you hope even the things you never know, you hope over time if you do it right, it'll pay off for you. And not many things in society either do that. You know, if you're constantly wrong or constantly not achieving what you want to achieve, then the instant thing is to change direction and try and adjust what you're doing. And in trading, that's why people struggle so much. Society's programming you to change direction. You're like, oh, forex trading's not working for me. I'll try commodities. Oh, it's not working. I'll try stocks. Where in reality, you know, focus on one thing and keep going and keep going and keep going, and maybe not make little tweaks to the strategy, but knowing that over time it's going to work out for you because perhaps it was just a bad day, a bad week, markets just changing conditions, unusual events occurred, whatever. There's so many variables that can affect it. And also, you know, number three, well, I'm not going to put number three in, but just generally speaking, guys, is that there are so many variables to trading. There's not a finite thing. Many careers, and I guess there are a lot of kind of social-based careers that are not like this, but many careers, and especially for the demographic that goes into trading, a lot of people come from kind of engineering or medicine or business or something where it's very specific. Do this, get that. And trading doesn't work like that. So it kind of confuses the brain. Hey, I've done this. I've done my research. I've took the setup. I've done the strategy. Yet I've still lost £1,000. It doesn't make any sense. And that confuses you because as society, we're brought up to say, hey, if you do the right steps, step-by-step guide, step-by-step process, why, you know, people are always selling step-by-step things, systems, because people believe they follow the steps, they'll get to the end result. And yes, in most cases, that's the thing, isn't it? In life, you eat less and work out more, you're gonna lose weight and gain muscle. If you don't put a cigarette in your mouth, eventually you will stop smoking. That kind of thing. In trading, you can do everything right and follow all the steps and still not be seeing the results. And that confuses a lot of people. So being aware of what your pre-notions are and preconceptions are about money, about loss, I think those are the biggest ones. You know, I've kind of gone off track a little bit and gone on some others because it's such a big topic. But these are the biggest one, guys. Is being reprogramming yourself or even tricking your mind into thinking it's not a loss, like the guy I talked to as about an expense, or you know, not being concerned about the loss. And then the second thing is money is, you know, being detached from the money, accepting that that's the money that you're putting down. And just dealing with it and just kind of overcoming that, because you just got to at some point as a trader. Otherwise, you just won't be able to. You won't be able to improve. And why last thing, guys, why most people on a demo do so well, and then when the money comes into it, because there's attachment to it, society's attaching the money, and losing money is such a bad thing, and spending is such a bad thing, that your mind goes to pot. Anyway, guys, that's how society programs bad traders. Any others you can think of? Comments below. We'll extend this video, do another one about it, talk about it, because this is the kind of thing that if we get down and sort out for ourselves, you can make a little leap forward, a little more leap forward. It's all about making those little leap forwards in your trading to get to where you want to be. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thumbs up if you did. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.